Right? What's different in today's lesson is you're solving for a different variable. So looking at this diagram right here, you can see there's like 3 different variables. Okay, so it's not always just solve for x. And in this example, you'll see in geometry, an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the 2 opposite interior angles. So actually, in the last chapter, we are gonna go over this as well. This outside angle, this exterior angle, equals the sum of these 2. So D equals A plus B. Again, later on, we'll do more of these type of questions with actual angles. Rearrange this formula to express A in terms of B and D. So here, this is where it's confusing. All right, rearrange this formula to express A in terms of B and D, aka solve for A. That's all it means. Okay, so I know the wording sounds weird, but that's all it means. It just means solve for A. So my equation, D equals A plus B. So what I want to do is I just want to isolate the A. I want this by itself on one side. So if I want the A by itself on one side, what do I have to move away? Yep, the B, right? Move the B away. And when I move the B, what happens to it? Yep, right, just change the sign. So now A is by itself, and that's my answer. That's all it is. All right, it looks weird. It looks like you didn't do anything, but that's all they were asking you to do, is just rearrange. Okay? So it's like you have 3 pens right here, and all you're doing is rearranging it, rearranging the order. Okay, it's still the same 3 pens. So it looks like you didn't do anything, but you actually rearranged it. Okay, B. The circumference of a circle in terms of its radius is given by the formula C equals 2 pi r. Rearrange this formula to isolate r. So I want r by itself on one side. What do I have to move away? Other than Claire. Vincent? 2 pi. Can I move both at the same time? Okay, who says yes, I can move it both at the same time? Right. Okay, Shakai, you're right. Be confident. Yeah, because what is pi? Yep. 3.14, so it's just a number. So 2 times 3.14 is just a 6.28, right? So you can actually move both at the same time, move the 2 pi at the same time. So I'm multiplying here. What's the opposite then? The inverse is? Divide, right? So I'm going to divide it. So my answer is simply C over 2 pi. Okay. Again, it looks really weird, but that is the correct answer. Now, let's say I didn't move both at the same time. All you would do is divide by 2 and then divide by pi, and you'll still get this. Okay, last one right here. The area of a square is related to the length by the area equals length square. Okay, so this is the formula. Find the length to the nearest tenth of a centimeters of a side of a square if with area 32 centimeters. So I want to find the length. So if I want to find the length, that means I want L by itself. Okay, so what do I have to move away? I have to move away this square. What's the opposite of square? Eric? Square root, right? So not cube. I've had people tell me the opposite of square is cube. So opposite of square, when you move it over to the other side, it's square root. So there's my formula. Length equals square root of the area. So if I know that it's 32, I'm just subbing it in. Okay. So square root of 32. I cannot do that in my head. Square root 32. I get to I get this. I got this as my answer. So what's my final answer? Other than clear. Thank you for participating. But okay, Eric. 5.7. Hey, and he lost half a mark. Centimeters, right? How do I know it's centimeters? Because area is centimeters square. So that means the length is centimeters. All right. And 5.7, because it says round to the nearest tenth. Nearest tenth means 1 decimal place. Right? So you could, so again, these are like the silly mistakes that you guys do on the test. You did the hardest part, which is isolating L, but then you round wrong or you forget the unit and then you lost half a mark there, right? So be careful not to miss these small, silly marks. Okay, one more example, just this last one. Rearrange formula in more than one step, right? So all we had to do was like just do the one step to get the answer. Let's try this one. Y equal mx plus b, the famous y equals mx plus b. Okay. Rearrange this equation to express x in terms of y, m, and b. So what am I solving for? AKA Vincent? Yeah. So when it says express x, all it means is solve for x. Okay. So I think the hardest part is figuring out what they're asking. So you want to isolate the x right here. So I have to move away the m and the b. Which one do I move away first, the m or the b? Imagine this was like 3x plus 5. What do you move away first? The b? The b, yeah. That sounded like a guess though. Okay, good. Okay, so move that b over. So I have y minus b equals mx. Right? Now I'm going to move away the m. And what's the opposite operation? Yep, divide. Okay. So can you tell me my final answer then? All over m equals x. Perfect. Right? Doesn't matter if x is on the left side or on the right side, as long as it's by itself on one side, you isolated it. Okay. Just like I was saying, it looks weird because you're used to getting a number answer, but again, all you're doing is you're given a bunch of pens and you're just rearranging the order. It's still the same pens. It doesn't disappear, okay? Because you're just rearranging. So you see the question, rearrange, okay? So that is all. Yeah. So try rearranging. So homework, page 19 and 20. Page 19 and 20. So as I said last week, the videos had no sound. Hopefully this one has sound now. I'm going to check. If you have any questions from last week's work, please take this time to ask me if you have any questions. Okay?